Ferdinand Jadam, who is the project coordinator of the Hydrocarbon Pollution and Remediation Project, HYPREP, under the Ministry of Environment. Good to see you, project coordinator.
Thank you, Shegun. Good morning, listeners.
Fantastic. I think this is about the second time or third time you'll be in the studio since your appointment in March 2022.
This is the second time. I was here the last time on the 31st December 2022.
Fantastic. So again, Dr. Ferdinand Jadam and I will be having conversation on the prospects of the Ogoni cleanup project with the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari winding down. However, it is important to critically look at some very important milestone recorded by HYPREP in this last couple of months. You recall that in just recently, 123.4 billion naira was approved by President Muhammadu Buhari for the execution of the power projects concerning the HYPREP, and also the Center for Excellence for Environmental Establishment and Technology, about 41 billion naira. Am I correct? And that project is to be done in 24 months. I also recall that a 160-bed specialist hospital of 18 billion. The contract also seems to have gotten the nod of the federal government. We also have in January, the federal government approving 1.4 billion naira for 31 project vehicles for the project and the 16 water schemes. These are very, very commendable milestones that we've had under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. So again, how would you describe all of this?
Yeah, thank you, Shegun, and the listeners out there. First of all, on behalf of Ogoni people, I express my very deep, profound, and sincere gratitude to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic, President Muhammadu Buhari, for his steadfastness and the demonstration of an abiding love for Ogoni people, for approving these projects to be carried out in Ogoni land, having realized the sufferings that have been endured by the people as a result of the spoliation of their environment by oil spills for over 70 years. Yes, Shegun, before I proceed, I will want to put certain things into perspective. Some of the figures that you just rolled out, as in the value for these projects, are not very accurate. A quick pointer is the one of the phase one of the Ogoni Power Project. If I heard you correctly, you mentioned about something about 100 and something billion. That is not correct.
That's 123 billion, 0.4 billion.
Well,
again?
That is not correct.
Okay.
The Federal Executive Council on the 21st of December 2022 considered and approved a total sum of about slightly above 27 billion for the phase one of the Ogoni Power Project. And the phase one of the Ogoni Power Project consists of evacuating 132 kVA of electric power through a distance of about 62 kilometers to two substations in Ogoni. The first substation is in Wiyakara in Kana local government, and the second substation is in Bodo in Gukana local government. Now, these two substations will be powered by 260 MVA transformers. For those in the power sector, they will understand the caliber of equipment and facilities that this entails and what it is intended to do. Then, altogether, Mr. President has graciously approved what we call the triad of projects for Ogoni land. And this triad of projects consists of the Ogoni Power Project that I just mentioned to you now, and 100-bed, and I repeat because you said 60.
It's 100 beds.
100-bed Ogoni Specialist Hospital to be sited in Thai local government. And again, I say this, among the 4 local governments in Ogoni land, it is only Thai local government that does not have a government general hospital. And that was what informed us in citing this Ogoni Specialist Hospital in Thai. Beyond that, it is sited at a strategic location along the East-West Road, that is central in Ogoni, and also beyond Ogoni. It is being a tertiary hospital. It is intended to service patients from across the sub-region, so that you can have people who will have access to that facility from Akwa Ibom State, from Abia State, and also from the surrounding parts of River State. So alongside that, we also have the Center of Excellence on Environmental Restoration that is cited in Wiyakara in Kana local government. This triad of projects will be inaugurated on the 28th of April, precisely Friday next week, by 10 a.m. in the morning. And I use this opportunity to call on Ogoni people and on the friends of Ogoni, and indeed all Rivers people and peoples of the Niger Delta, to join us to welcome this epoch-making ceremony.
Well, fantastic. We'll be talking more about that, because we also know that President Muhammadu Buhari is very likely to conduct the groundbreaking ceremony for this project. Am I correct?
Yes.
And well, so much is on that we'll be looking at. But again, I just want us to begin to look at some of these projects which you talk about and the importance, because you see, the fears is beyond what we see on the faces of papers or what we hear in the news. How are we sure that this project will materialize? Particularly, recall that this present administration of President Muhammadu Buhari had always insisted that he is very interested in the success of the Ogoni cleanup. Now we have Mr. President who will be leaving us by May 29th. Beyond May 29th, how are we sure that all of these projects will not just end on the shelf?
Thank you very much, Shego. Well, I will start by saying that government is a continuum. The end of one regime and the beginning of the other happens seamlessly, and that is why there is usually a transition team that is in place. And the transition for the incoming administration is already working, and that means that all MDAs usually sending their handover notes, which consists of projects that are ongoing, projects that have been accomplished, and all that. And having said this, I am confident that these projects will not, and I insist, will not be paper projects. It is not something that will end on any shelf. To start with, these projects are funded from the Ogoni Trust Fund. The Ogoni Trust Fund is a system that was put in place to ensure that funding for high-prep projects are available as at the time they are requested. And before we go out to propose any project, we usually carry out detailed feasibility studies for that project, and also carry out detailed budgeting for that project. And we usually go for a budget defense, and once before the Governing Council of High-Prep, and once the budgets have been duly considered and approved, then the funding for the particular projects are usually secured and set aside. Again, when we pander these sums of money, even as I sit here, my heart sags. You know?
Well,
but
they seem to be very huge.
And these funds are not released. You know, you talk about the 27 billion, you talk about the 41 billion for the Center of Excellence, you talk about an 18 billion for the specialist hospital.
Yeah.
Then I get afraid, because walking in the street, people are doing maths, and they are saying, Dr. Gyadom has so much money. It's not like that. No penny, and I repeat, no penny is released for any project until you have demonstrated with clear invoices of what you intend to do. At the start of every project, the first fund that is released, statutorily, because that is what the Public Procurement Act stipulates, is a certain mobilization fund, which is just about 30% of the total sum. When that 30% is released, you are expected to now begin to mobilize to site, set up your structures, do your site clearing, and begin to, do advance payment for equipment and whatever you will need. Now, it is not just a blanket 30% that is given to any contractor. You have to state from your bill of quantities, because all these things are listed in the bill of quantities. You have to state clearly what items in the bill of quantities will be accomplished within the first milestone, which is the 30%. And that fund is advanced to you. Now, again, there are safeguards. You are not given a penny until you present to HYPREP your advance payment guarantees and your performance bonds. It doesn't just end there. You're sending to HYPREP your advance payment guarantees called APGs and performance bonds. HYPREP goes further to write to the banks that is guaranteeing you that, yes, we have received an APG by so contractor from your bank. We want you to confirm to us in writing that you are aware and that you actually guarantee this contractor. Because we've seen cases where some contractors try to play smart. They bring APGs that are not backed by the bank. How they do that, it beats my imagination. And so we've seen situations where certain in the past where APGs were presented, and when we wrote to the bank said, we are not aware. And so what we do is due diligence. So when the bank gives you that advance payment guarantee, the bank inadvertently is saying that if for any reason, because we are giving this money in advance to a contractor, if for any reason the contractor fails in our obligations to attain all the items in the bill of quantities that is specific to the 30%, we guarantee you that we are going to refund you the fund. So once that is done, then the contractor is now free to now perform her duties.
Fantastic and beautifully said. However, in all of these, our fear does not stem from the fact that the monies will not be available or the monies are not available. Actually, some of the fears stems from the fact of some of the activities and actions of Ogoni people themselves. Now, again, if not for the strong will leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari towards the Ogoni cleanup exercise and that of the Minister for Environment, Abdullahi Mohammed, we've seen some cases in court which have tried to stop some of this project. For example, the issue of the power project. I was speaking to, the spokesperson for the minister, and the spokesperson said the reason why we are seeing delay in the power project are because there are court cases insinuated by Ogoni themselves stopping some of this project. Again, it takes a government with a very strong will to say, well, despite what is going on, this must come to fruition. And that's what I'm asking you. Do you see that, well, with this new government coming in, some of this action might just slow down this laudable project which we have listed?
Well, I will start by saying that the Ogoni people are a long-suffering people. Their environments have been despoiled for over 7 decades. They have been subjected to several to hardship, physical and mental, for that period of time. The Ogoni people, in order to take charge of their lives and live decent lives, had to, commence on a self-emancipation journey, which is what translates as the Ogoni struggle, which you and I know has lasted for over 3 decades. There are lots of Ogoni youths that were born into the struggle and born at a time when Ogoni was under repression. And no matter what, being boxed in that psychological situation, it keeps you on something that I might describe as a mental high. And so, at every point in time, Ogoni people are ready and to react to situations that that doesn't seem very clear to them. In fact, and indeed, if you look at the Ogoni Bill of Rights and then the Ogoni Anthem, each time I listen to the Ogoni Anthem, it's like a call to arms. So in all, yes, we have these cases where lots of people that are aggrieved, and there are lots of them that are aggrieved. And so sometimes when they don't understand what's going on, they seek redress in court, which for me it's not an aberration, because the court is for everybody. And when they go to court, we also go to court to state our case. The fact and issue is that Ogonis are passionate about HYPREP. They are passionate about their environment. And they will not sit idly by and see things go wrong or perceived to be going wrong. For instance, at the time we were rolling out these projects, there was this insinuation that was awash in the communities that what we are doing is a ploy to take money away from the Ogoni Trust Fund to be funding political activities. And that is completely unfounded. But for someone who has that fear, the logical thing for them to do is to seek some clarification in the courts. And whenever these matters come up, of course we have a legal department in HYPREP, and then when these matters come up to court, we are open, we are transparent. When we are invited, we go to the courts to state our own side of the matter. And so I know that there are different litigations at different stages in the courts, but again, as a civilized society, we will go to court, we will respond to these cases, and again, I submit myself to be audited by Ogoni public and by the general public. We will be fair, we will be transparent, we will be accountable to the people. I know that I hold a public office. This is a public trust, and I always say that a public trust cannot and should not be used for private gains. Again, I submit myself to the Ogoni people as a public servant, that they have the full right to ask the questions that they are asking. And they should persistently ask these questions, because we will always be true to them. We will always give them the correct facts, and we will state the progress we are making on these projects. Segun, I'll be quick to point out that in HYPREP, it's work in progress. We are evolving a situation of open, transparent reporting. These projects that are starting will be reported real time. The HYPREP website will be open. There's a particular portal that we have created, or we are perfected now. Yesterday, we were in the office doing the test run. There are these portals that show all HYPREP projects in real time. On every project, there is going to be 3 times reporting every day with photographs and videos. Therefore, for instance, let us say the power project. From day one, when the contractor gets to the site, we have already had photographs of the site before the event happens, before the contractor moves into the site, so that everybody will see what this place looked like before the day the contractor started. When the contractor moves to the site to begin to grade the site, we have photographs and videos and reports that state exactly the state of the activities. And so what we are saying here is that by 8 o'clock in the morning, the first report will be documented on the website. By 12 o'clock, it will be documented, and by 4 o'clock, there will be the third and final documentation for the day. And so you can click on the website and then go to the particular drop-down menu that tells you about Ogoni Power Project, and you will see in real time, in photographs, and the progress of what is going on. And that is what is going to apply to the Ogoni Specialist Hospital, to the Center of Excellence, and indeed to all the project sites, remediation project sites. So it is not a matter of somebody saying that I really want to, I'm going to move to HYPREP offices for them to give you information on what is going to happen. We are self-reporting. It's going to be live online.
Fantastic. Well, we're speaking to Dr. Ferdinand Giadom. He's a project coordinator of the Hydrocarbon Pollution and Remediation Project. And we're having conversations surrounding some very critical projects that are going on as part of the HYPREP project. Now, the Ogoni Specialist Hospital is about to kick off. And also, we have the Power Project. The Center for Excellence is also about to kick off. And President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to embark on the groundbreaking ceremony of these very critical projects this Friday. And we're having conversation around all of that. Now, don't forget, you can be part of our conversation this morning. And the numbers to call to be live in the studio, 070-50 50791021. I take that again, 07050791021. You could also call 081 174 31021. That is 081 174 31021. Now, if you do WhatsApp, you could send us a short voice message on your WhatsApp. Make it 30 seconds. Tell us your name and where you're calling from and send it to this WhatsApp number 09059481021. Again, for your short WhatsApp messages only, please, to 09059481021. And if you want to call into the studio, you can as well call 090-3984-8244. That is 090-3984-8244. We'll take the first set of calls, and we'll be speaking more to the project coordinator, Dr. Ferdinand Giadam. Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank Saturday. Hello? Good morning. I'm sorry, the audio is very poor. If you don't mind, could you speak up a little bit? I apologize, but the audio quality on that particular call is poor. You may call us back. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah.
I want to speak with my brother in the station.
Please do.
So, concerning the IPRED and the hospital, we are not seeing anything that IPRED is due to Ogoni people. My name is Godwin Takara. I'm from Bida. In my area, nothing. In Gori, nothing happened. So my IPRED do what Ogoni people will very, very appreciate. Please. Then we are not seeing what their effort. Don't be like nothing. We are trying.
All right, fantastic. Godwin, thank you so much for your call this morning. Let me just quickly take this one. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank. Good morning.
Pastor Shego, good morning. Can you hear me?
Very well. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
I'm sorry. My name is Dr. Christian Otiensa.
Dr. Christian Otiensa, good morning.
So my network is not that friendly.
Okay.
I want to quickly comment on Mr. President and the former and present project coordinators, and indeed the staff of the High Press.
Dr. Christian Otiensa, the line is breaking. I understand you are on transit.
The fact that
Okay, I apologize, Dr. Christian Otiensa. I apologize. Maybe you may need to just stay on the side and call us because the line is breaking very badly. I apologize. Let me take this. Well, we lost that and this one. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Philemon.
Did you say Philemon?
Yes, Philemon from Element.
Philemon, good morning.
Yes, sir. I want to, but there is a complaint I want to make to the project coordinator.
Okay.
So that he will, well, yes. The site where it affected our land that they want to use our office. My family is not captured in the system. I have complained and nobody is giving us attention. In Ogale here, Element here. So
okay,
please.
so Philemon, I think we missed a bit of what you were saying initially. You were talking about a site that was captured to be used for the project. Perhaps you might just need to go over your question again.
Please come again. The network is bad.
All right, okay, just go over. Just ask your question again, Philemon.
I said my land is captured for office, to use for the office site,
Okay.
for the project. Yes, but my family name is not captured. I've gone to the chief. They're telling me to come back again.
All right. So I think we get your point, Philemon, and your point is well noted. Your family is not captured, and you think your space is being used for the project. So again, we'll take this one. Good morning, and thank you for staying with us. This is Point Blank.
Morning, Seven. This is Comrade Matthew speaking.
Comrade Matthew, good morning.
Yeah, this is my first time to call your studio.
All right, Comrade Matthew, there's a holdback. You might just need to turn down the volume on your radio or move away from the radio.
Okay. Thank you. Let me say this thing. Yes, studio.
Comrade Matthew,
Hello?
I think it's becoming a little bit awful. I apologize, but you just need to make sure that we have a good audio quality to have a better conversation. Let's take this. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Point Blank.
Good morning, Shegun, and good morning to your guest. My name is Mishak. Good morning to the PC, the project coordinator, Dr. Giadom.
Good morning, Meshach.
Yeah, good morning. A good one. One thing as a member of the civil society we've been having is this issue of communication. Should I say gap in communication? I wouldn't really say. But I think that what the plan the PC is saying here would help a lot. Because look, HYPREP is doing something, but for the fact that they've not been able to really communicate those processes as it goes in milestones, make it seem as if they are not doing anything. Shegun, like I said, I'm a member of the civil society. I also belong to an organization that's actually monitoring the cleanup process, independently monitoring the cleanup process. And means that we stand between the communities and the projects. And so we communicate our positions to both the communities and the project on the cleanup process. And so we stand a better chance to, if you like, audit or give an unbiased report, unbiased position on the cleanup. And so this process, which the PC has enumerated, has mentioned as to communicating the processes, especially real-time reporting, I think it is novel, and it is going to remove some of the
Thank
challenges.
Thank you so much, Mishak. Well said. Okay, 30 seconds.
Shegun,
30 seconds.
Yes, Shegun. I will also, because as CSOs, we've been able to point out severally to HYPREP what they need to do. And as also, we are, this time also, I'm using this medium to also talk to communities. Yes, we've been in communities. We're also having focal group discussions with stakeholders of communities. We will also, once in a while, also be able to tell communities areas they also need to improve.
Fantastic.
So that this project can actually go
Mishak,
on.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this is beautiful. We'll allow the project coordinator to respond to this first set of calls. After that, we'll be taking some comments that are coming in on WhatsApp. Again, if you're finding it difficult to get us on telephone, you could actually send us a WhatsApp note, send us a reaction. What do you think? Are you also as excited as the project coordinator is, that after the expiration of this administration, nothing would happen to the Ogoni cleanup project? And again, talking about these projects, which are very, very important, one that President Muhammadu Buhari is coming to commission in Rivers State on the 26th Friday. Well, it will be done. The groundbreaking will be done, but we don't know if the president will be coming. However, the groundbreaking will be done by the president. How excited are you about them? We'd like for you to send us a short comment on WhatsApp, and the WhatsApp number is 09059481021. Over to the project coordinator.
Thank you, Shegun. Thank you for the callers. Yeah, the first caller, Mr. Godwin, what I can get from what he was saying is that from his point of view, nothing is happening. Yes, if you are looking in the wrong direction, you will see nothing happening. But if you are looking in the right direction, just like the last speaker, Mr. Meshach, has said, as a civil society member, he actually identifies that there are gaps in communications, and that he acknowledges that HYPREP is actually doing stuff. I want to reiterate that HYPREP is actually seriously doing stuff, and we've been doing stuff, and we are going to continue to carry out the implementation of the recommendations of the United Nations report, and even going beyond. Yes. First of all, before HYPREP rolls out any project, at least for the past 6 months since I came to the saddle, it is usually preceded by a public town hall meeting. I know for sure that we convoked a public town hall meeting on the Ogoni Power project. before we even went about procurement. At the early stages of conceptualization, after the feasibility studies was carried out by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, we took the report, synthesized it, and came to meet Ogoni people, stakeholders. It's not a private event, at a public town hall, at the Gbenesako Hall. We opened up and showed the Ogoni people what this project is about. We told them the communities that are on the right of way. It was all enumerated.
And were the people also allowed to critique the program? Yes.
Exactly. You see, there is no one, and I repeat, no one in the world is an embodiment of total wisdom. That you cannot see every side of the story. In fact, and indeed, we only see through our experiences. 3 people can be looking at the same thing and they are seeing different things. All this is as a result of their experiences and their worldview. Now, for any unbiased assessor, you look at things differently. And it is when you see things differently that you air them out. And we are ready and open to welcome criticisms because, in fact and indeed, I will tell you, I have profiteered by criticisms. I think I have done better because I am being constantly criticized. Because at every point in time, like, there seems to be something wrong. If somebody is persistently complaining, there is something there. So we look into those issues. So for Godwin, I want to tell you straight off that things are happening. Let me start from the small ones. As I speak with you now, the first batch of Ogoni trainees are in Lagos undergoing aviation training. Yeah? I was told just on Thursday, they sat for their Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority licensing exams, right? We are going to have a crew of Ogoni youths that are going to be licensed to be cabin crew personnel. In all my years of travels, I have never met an Ogoni lady or an Ogoni man on the aircraft as cabin crew who I can tell they are Ira, or the person will greet me in Ogoni and we can have a chit-chat in Ogoni, right? But I proudly announce that these Ogoni chaps were sent to Lagos for an aviation training moderated by Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. And tell you what, an Ogoni chap came up tops. We had contingents from other parts of the country. She scored 100 over 100. And I am very, very proud of them. And as I speak with you, out of the first batch, there is a guaranteed 10 slots of Ogoni youth that their employment is guaranteed because they were stellar. They did wonderful. I'm so proud of them. The second batch is going in 2 weeks' time. He's going to Lagos in 2 weeks' time for the same training in the aviation industry. And tell you what? You don't see aviation adverts anywhere in the newspaper telling you that, yes, this airline is advertising for vacancies, for cabin and crew. It is something like an elitist or a secluded profession. But we are gradually breaking in there. We want to send Ogoni youths to the world. Yeah. Imagine a situation where you will board a British Airways flight, or a Qatar Airways, or an Emirates, and you see an Ogoni man or a Ogoni woman come to greet you and sit and talk to you. Okay. So that is what.
If I just want to say something on that.
I want to tell Godwin that perhaps Godwin is looking in the wrong direction. Things are happening. Godwin, I also want to tell you, this is no joke business. We are really serious here. Sites have been acquired for the Ogoni Specialist Hospital. As I speak with you today, the contractor is moving to site in spite of the fact that, yes, the groundbreaking is to happen in about 5 days' time, and the site is going to be cleared today, Saturday. If you go to Wiyakara, the site for the Center of Excellence, as I speak with you, the contractor is billed to go into the site to work. We have been in constant communication with the communities. I've had 3 meetings with the leadership of the Wiyakara community, telling them exactly what we need to do and what we are going to do. We are in constant communications.
Fantastic. I just want to react to what you said about the issue of the aviation, because I actually saw your picture and some of these Ogoni, about 200 of them, I think. I saw the pictures. But again, there are a lot of issues concerning that, which I hope this program will get to. But this is just a confirmation that we are also aware of some of these milestones being recorded in this area. But again, let's just go ahead to some of the comments, maybe from the likes of Godwin and others.
Okay, yes. Then the next one is from Philemon from LMA. He made a complaint that his piece of land was earmarked by Hyprep to be used for our offices, but that his family name was not captured, and that is in Ogale. Yes, Mr. Philemon, and as I leave this studio, I will still go into Ogale. I've had some complaints emanating from the Ogale area. Yes, there are several issues, which if you are from Ogale, you will know, which I do not want to bring to fore, because that is not Hyprep's concern. Hyprep's concern is that we have contaminated lands that have been identified by the United Nations Environment Program in Ogale, and these contaminated lands, we are committed to reducing or removing the contaminants of concern. Out of the 39 lots that are to be remediated, 15 of these lots are in Ogale. The contractors are deploy ready. They are ready, right? They are deploy ready. What we are doing now, we're in the process of paying homages. We're in the process of doing the initial community entries. We are going to carry out a public community sensitization to inform all communities. Philemon, hold me accountable.
Yeah.
Nobody, and I repeat, nobody will be shortchanged. If we are going to use a part of your land, of a piece of your land, you will be properly approached, and we will seek you to give us a written form of freedom to use. Yeah, it is not going to be by word of mouth. You are going to relinquish this acreage of land to Hyprep for this purpose, and then we'll have that written consent from you. There is no brigandage. We are coming clean and we are coming clear. Then again, Meshach, yes, we identify gaps in our communications, and we are working hard to fill these gaps. And that is why, and on a monthly basis, on the first day of every month, consistently for the past 1 year, we publish our Hyprep Herald. This is the Hyprep newsletter. Within the Hyprep Herald, on a month-by-month basis, it tells you everything that Hyprep has accomplished in the preceding month and the plans for the month that is under review. Beyond that, we print hard copies of this Hyprep Herald, and we distribute as much as our networks can carry and our budgets can carry. But what you can be sure of is that we put links to the e-copies of this newsletter on the public space. Ogoni people are social media savvy, yeah, and they have a very large presence and following on the social media. We use the internet to distribute this. I know that there are lots of people that also have issues with that method of information dissemination. Dr.
Ferdinand, we may not just cover all the grounds, but again, a lot of issues, even concerning communication, so much to be discussed. Some of them we would even discuss behind the camera. But again, it is very, very critical at this point to begin to tell the people where we are and what are the new trends in this issue, and we'll talk a little bit about that. If you just tune in, you're listening to Point Blank, coming to you from Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt, with over 3 decades of agitation and struggles and 50 years or 70 years of oil pollution. The Ogoni Cleanup Project was birthed, and today there are some very interesting stories to talk about. For example, President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to do the commissioning of some very critical projects concerning the Ogoni Cleanup Project, and we're expecting that the groundbreaking ceremony for the Center for Excellence for Environmental Restoration in Kana is to come up, and also the groundbreaking ceremony for the 100-bed specialist hospital is also to come up. We're looking at all of that this morning, and we're speaking to Dr. Ferdinand Gadam, who is the project coordinator for Hyprep. And once again, I want to thank you so much, Dr. Ferdinand Gadam, for staying with us. Another thing we've noticed that seems to have happened is the fact that we did say at the beginning of the program that there is a transition, and we're in the traditional process. Maybe you just want to shed more light on this transition. Now, UNEP mandate concerning the Ogoni cleanup will be coming to an end this year, and during which UNEP will withdraw its services in Ogoni land. And as a result of that, the United Nations Office for Project Services, UNOPS or UNOPS, is expected to take over activities concerning the Ogoni cleanup exercise. Do you see these changes destabilizing anything? And again, how much of this has been communicated to the people to let them know why this transition is necessary?
Thank you very much. I was a principal member of the United Nations Environment Program team that did the assessment in 2009. And for over a decade, I have been intrinsically involved with UNEP activities with respect to the restoration of the Ogonian environment. And UNEP to me is family. Mm-hmm. And getting this information that UNEP is transiting away from the project leaves me personally with some bit of apprehension and some boredom. But again, that is not the whole story. The story is that the UN system is one big megalith with vast experience in development projects and matters such as this. UNOPS, that is United Nations Office for Project Services, is built to continue from where UNEP is tailing off. Again, I will say, UNEP to be or not to be has not been completely and fully answered. The situation we find ourselves is that it is not only in Ogoni. UNEP offices all around the world is winding down because UNEP, the central command of UNEP at the directorate in Nairobi, has looked at UNEP operations around the world and the vulnerabilities of our staff in core areas, and is repositioning UNEP for other activities. UNEP wants to be at the policy formulation stage and not in the field. So UNEP is actually moving, not only in Nigeria, but from across the world, taking a step away from the field into the policy space. But in my opinion, and this is a very private and personal opinion, environment work is field-based, yeah, because you have to be in the field to collect data and monitor situations, even when there are interventions. The United Nations Environment Program has the mandate of being the global watchdog for the environment. I am a little bit not sure of how you can do that by not being in the field. But again, the directorate, the top echelon of UNEP is taking that decision. And of course, nothing is cast in stone. Yeah? Over time, the United Nations have been in existence for close to 80 years or more, or thereabouts. So from time and again, they will reassess their positions. But there is not an end in anything, because the United Nations Office for Projects and Services, which is very vast in project management, one of the particular challenges of HYPREP has always been in the area of project management, right? UNOPS is the arm of the United Nations that is charged with managing complicated, complex, large-scale projects such as the one that HYPREP is undertaking. Just give me a second. Okay. Just give me a second.
Yes.
So the transition from UNEP to UNOPS is very smooth. And UNEP is ever there to give the technical backstopping to UNOPS in everything that's going to happen.
But given the fact that this is a brainchild of UNEP, and you have also worked with UNEP, do you fear that we might just have, well, no matter how minute it is, some shaking that could perhaps delay the Ogoni cleanup project, especially this project that we've lined up?
There'll be no delays. There'll be no delays. We are progressing, and we'll continue to progress. We thank the Lord that we are still around. And a couple of people that have worked with UNEP are around, and they are still committed, and they are connected to this project. Particularly, UNEP is a small organization compared to other UN agencies. What UNEP does most of the time is that UNEP actually outsources most of our technical works to consultants who are specialists in the areas that is required. And so when it comes to the actual nitty-gritty, the fine details of carrying out these jobs, UNOPS and HYPREP will still be in a position to involve subject matter experts. And I want to say again, in order to fill this transition, we've got it all worked out. HYPREP, in the very recent this year, from late last year, when we got a wind of this, we have already put in measures to bridge this gap. Nigerians are one of the smartest people on the earth. Nigerians go everywhere in the world to excel. I'm from the academia. We have real scientists that have done stuff around the world, and they've earned their place on the table around the world. So what HyPrep has done is that we are now involving the academia.
Okay.
Especially in Rivers State, we have two main universities in Rivers State. I am a faculty member of the University of Port Harcourt Department of Geology, and we are using the Faculty of Science in the University of Port Harcourt that have researchers, academics, that have a hang on the situation on when you're talking about environmental restoration and other things. We are gradually involving the knowledge base that we have within the university system. As I speak with you, I've had interactions with the Vice Chancellor of the Rivers State University, and so the Rivers State University is ever ready. In fact, as I speak with you, there is a team of university academics that are gradually moving into the situation that we see in HyPrep to carry out up-to-date scientific analysis and documentation of our processes. The same thing happens to that of the University of Port Harcourt.
We don't doubt.
We are going further afield beyond these two universities. We are going to other universities in Niger Delta because I am introducing a concept, not introducing, I'm enacting a concept, the town meeting the gown.
You know, for some of us, when we heard about this, knowing the fact that UNEP processed so much data and analysis and researches concerning this issue we're dealing with, and also knowing very well how we have issues concerning data, we're beginning to worry. But again, I hope your solution will bring the needed results concerning what we're talking about right now.
Whenever we need expertise from within and from without, that is, if we need foreign expertise, we'll go for them. We are presenting the best. And I keep saying that, yes, as HyPrep has been doing this stuff for the past 5 years. As at this moment, we are trying to evolve a methodology of doing stuff by codifying our processes. And therefore, we cannot rely on external help all the time. We should begin to grow.
Okay.
And we begin to look within and use indigenous scientists and use our indigenous experience. I want to tell you again, coming to the nitty-gritty, let me say, coming to the geology of the Niger Delta, no Caucasian will know the geology of the Niger Delta better than I'm a geologist. That's why I'm using this example.
Well, perhaps that's why you're saying so yourself.
So no Caucasian, and I say it again, will know the geology of the Niger Delta more than Nigerian Niger Delta geologists, because there are principles that we apply. We were born into these environments. We know the fluctuations. We know the transitions, the evolutions of the environment, of the nature over the years. So we even when any scientist will come from any part of the world, the first thing he does is to gather local data and then codify it. That's all they do.
Well, fantastic. We're speaking to Dr. Ferdinand Gyadom. Dr. Ferdinand Gyadom is the project coordinator of the Hydrocarbon Pollution and Remediation Project, HyPrep, saddled with the responsibility of marshalling and executing the Ogoni Cleanup Project. So much project are lined up, and President Muhammadu Buhari has agreed in principle to flag off some of these projects in Rivers State this week. And we're talking about all of that, and we're also looking beyond the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. How are we certain that this project will continue and will bring about the desired result? Are we sure that a bureaucracy that surrounds government will not affect the implementation of some of this project that President Muhammadu Buhari will be flagging off this week? And again, Dr. Ferdinand Gyadom has assured us that government is a continuum and this project will not suffer and they will not end up in paper and on the shelf. So we'll just take more of your reaction on the show this morning. Now, we have a lot of comments that are coming in on our WhatsApp pages. We'll take some of those comments. And don't forget, we are also live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter. We're live on YouTube as well as on Instagram. And you can download our application, Super FM Global. Go to your Play Store, download, and listen to us and watch our discussion live. Let's go to the social media now. Let's go to the WhatsApp and get some comment. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, my name is Bright, calling from Africa. I think this current is more proactive than the former ones. People should give him support, the government should give him support to do what it's supposed to do. Thank you.
Well, I'm not sure. I think we have two voices playing at the same time. Perhaps we just need to sort that out. Bright, yes, let's take this one. Yes, good morning.
Shegu, good morning. Greetings to the guests. Well, it is about time we begin to tell ourselves the truth. Now that the cleanup is a reality and the Ogonis have seen that the federal government means well for them, I think it's about time for them to educate themselves and they tell themselves the truth and not always, being antagonistic to the federal government. And the Niger Delta people should appreciate PMB because he has shown enough cause for us to appreciate him. My name is Chile Edu.
Well, thank you so much for that. And let's take another one.
Let's good morning, Shegu.
Good morning.
My name is Atsura, and I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Thank you.
Sometime last year, I think August precisely, HyPrep launched a program that they were going to train 10,000 Ogoni youths. And some of us applied for it. We've not heard anything since that time. So I don't know if you can throw it to your guests and let him tell us what has really happened to that program.
All right, the project coordinator is listening and he would respond to that. Let's take another one. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
My name is Valentine and I'm calling from Abunima.
Thank you so much.
Your guests will prove me wrong that Ogoni people and Nigeria in general has lost faith in this cleanup exercise. If you say no, then why this delay? Why up to now there is nothing to write home about of that project?
Okay.
President Muhammadu Buhari is leaving office on 29th of May, 1 month remaining. Up to now, no positive result.
All right, fantastic. It's talking about people losing faith. Let's take three more. Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Shego.
Good morning. Good morning.
Permit me to greet my own brother, the project coordinator of HyPrep, Dr. Ferdinand Jadam, member Federal Republic of Nigeria, FMR, a man that is a workaholic man, a man that is a refined Ogoni man, the man that loves the Ogoni people so much. My own is just to commend his effort and his team to ensure that the dreams of our forebears come to be at this critical time of our history. I want just to pray for him. He should continue to do his good work. The spirit of Ogoni is solidly behind him. The traditional rulers in Ogoni are solidly behind him. The people from Kwawa is solidly behind him. I wish him good luck, and I wish him good luck. Thank you, Royal Chief Ambassador Magnus Edu.
Ambassador Magnus Edu, thank you so much. And we'll take two more. Yes, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Pastor Shego.
Good morning.
I'm my brother, Dr. Ferdinand Gandam. I want to greet you guys this morning, especially my brother, Ferdinand Gandam. I want to say thank you for your work, for putting Ogoni at the front line.
Yeah.
But second, I want to commend you also for taking this project serious. But we want to see this project be done on ground before any further commencement. We have been tired of all the promises federal government has been made to the Ogoni people, and none has been a thing that we can hold in hands. So I want to push forward myself and the Ogoni people to be patient, and I also want to beg on HyPrep and Ferdinand Gandam to work speedily to actualize this project.
Okay.
And I want to say the youth of the Ogoni people should be taken along in all of this project, and that of the project for training the Ogoni youth. We are waiting.
Well, again, we're at 30 seconds, but you are saying that Ogoni youth should be kind of long. One last one before we come back to taking all the sources. One last one. We have loads of comments on WhatsApp. Good morning. Good morning.
Our Honorable PC. My name is Mr. Dumwine.
Dumle, thank you.
I'm going man to the core. And one of the men that fought seriously to ensure that we have an Ogoni man not being replaced by a Northerner as APC. On that note, I really wanted to commend the PC for all that it is doing. I mean, its tenure has brought so much innovation into a high prep project. Having said this, I want to really air my view on the fact that it seemed to be that high prep and it's the office look at only those people that maybe come to the office in terms of protest or in terms of showing themselves to be powerful. Nobody is more good than the others.
Okay.
And so I am saying equal opportunities should be given to all. That would give equal participation and peaceful atmosphere to operate in Ogoni. If others are going there with forces, it means they are trying to tell us that we that are being patient, that we should go in the same way, which to an extent might not be good to the overall good of the project. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Again, let me just quickly say this. I think we would entertain more of the comments. I have a lot of questions to ask the project, but again, we have loads of comments on the WhatsApp, so we'll be taking more of the comments, and the PC will be reacting to that. So let me just quickly take one call here before we go back. Several people are calling us. Good morning, Dr. Christian Otiasa. I'd like you calling us again.
Yeah, good morning, Pastor Shehu.
Dr. Christian Otiasa, yes.
Let me greet your guest in the studio.
Very well.
First, let me commend you for the humanitarian job you are doing for River State, informing River State on critical issues. First, I must commend past and present managers, project managers or project coordinators of IPREP. I must also commend the federal government for the political will so far demonstrated in this cleanup. Pastor Shehu, cleanup or environmental restoration is not a one-day affair. And just like the teacher has told you, it's majorly a field-based action. However, the management of environment anywhere also is likely an event of stakeholdership. At every stage of progression, stakeholdership must be engaged. First, I have a problem. When people go to court, just like he has admitted, they are seeking answers to questions. And I think that they are all Ogoni, they are all Rivers people, they are all Niger Delta people. The source of resolution of issues should not be limited to only meeting them in court. We should not just say we're just meeting them only in court. There should be a backdoor channel for discussing these issues, their concerns and fears. That is the sense of progressive stakeholdership. So that it is not we, that the Ogoni people versus him. That is number one. Number two, I have a fear, standing from the African background, that transitions are usually not continuum. Okay. Governments are not usually continuum when it comes to transition. So you will also agree with me that today, IPREP at best is just a desk in the office of the Minister of Environment. That is dangerous. There is need to secure a legislation that will make sense. IPREP, a commission. Now that does two things. That will make it in such a way that it is not a function of a president that likes Ogoni or not. It becomes an issue of law. That is number one. Number two, it will bridge some of these. It will abridge some of these lengthy procurement processes that are at the center of conflicts between the illuminated and non-illuminated minds. He will also tell me that, agree with me that no matter how educated the Ogoni persons are, the Ogoni persons are also rural beings where a majority of the population is not educated. And they may not understand only on bulletins. There is need to actually increase those engagements, to tell them, to meet them in whatever nature. So I think that they are doing well, but you should also know that in whatever actions they take, the Ogoni cleanup is a gateway to other cleanups in the Niger Delta. And I wish everybody well.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Christian Cesar. Now, we will respond to all of this question, and I'm going to ask the PC to be very brief in his response. And this is because we want to take as many feedbacks as possible. The media managers are here. We want to take seriously some of these phone calls that are coming in and some of these feedbacks that are coming in so that even beyond this program, we can address to them. Mr. PC, yes.
Thank you very much. All the comments that came from WhatsApp, the ones from Bright and Chinedu and Atura. Let me take with these three. Well, Mr. Bright, thank you for the commendations that you've given. And then Chinedu, also, I thank you that haven't stated that the federal government means well. I support you in saying that the federal government actually means well, because if the federal government did not mean well, you will not see a direct involvement of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic himself. Every time, every period, he always summons the Honorable Minister of Environment, my principal, Barrister Abdullahi Mohammed. Tell me what is happening in Ogoni. I hear that this is happening. Have you taken care of this? In fact, and indeed, he told him particularly, this power project is dear to me. Ensure that it happens. The minister is always in touch with the president, and the minister also instructs me anytime he receives this. So the president is committed, the federal government is committed. Mr. Atura, yes, you mentioned that in August last year, that HYPRED launched a program for 10,000 Ogoni youths. Yes. What we had prior was that there was this a basket that 5,000 Ogoni youths will be trained for sundry skills to better their socioeconomic status. And in August last year, my principal, the Honorable Minister of Environment, Barrister Mohammed Abdullahi, graciously approved an additional 5,000 youths to be added to that basket to make it 10,000. Yes, that has happened. But tell you what, we've gone through a needs assessment process. There has been youths that have been factored into various areas of skills that they have chosen, and this was a careful process. And then these skill sets, there are vendors and contractors that have bidded for this process because it was also advertised, and different vendors and contractors applied. And then we went through a procurement process to select the contractors that will actually carry out these trainings. We are at the last stage of doing that. But I want to insist by saying that beyond all these lengthy procurement procedures and all this, we've taken some quick actions. And these quick actions is what resulted in people being trained in the aviation industry as we speak. We also have a program for seafarers. Just as we are training people in aviation, we also intend to train people who will ply the international waterways to do international trade by being with international maritime industry. And also, we have trained people, we also intend, not trained, we have also secured the training, we have not commenced that training, for people to be in the mechatronics industry. You know, cars are becoming repeatedly electronic, so we have a program for people that will be trained in mechatronics. And also, we have trained people, or we have, yes, we can say we have trained because it's actually going on now. We intend to train people in creative arts. Just 2 weeks ago, we had a contingent of Nollywood actors, the very best, who have come to start the process of selection of some Ogoni youths to be given the skills in that creative arts industry. Rome was not built in a day. There is no facility that can take 10,000 youths at a go. And that's why we are doing this batch by batch. And I want to state again in Chenu 1 minute, that before we roll out these things, we usually, one of the ways in which we capture intending or prospective candidates is that we advertise these skills, we state their requirements online, and people respond online. I can tell you that for the aviation industry, or aviation trainees that we intended, the first batch was supposed to train 100 people, but I tell you we had more than 1,857 respondents for 100 chances. We had to go through a rigorous process of screening them. The people from the aviation school came to Port Harcourt and actually selected the candidates that met the criteria. And that is why we're having the first batch of the training.
Dr. Ferdinand, actually, I know you still have a lot of response, and several people are watching it.
Shegun, just give me a second.
Because Dr. Christian Ochiasa asked a question.
Valentin from Abuloma spoke about people losing faith and
yes.
asking about why the delay. And he ended by saying that nothing is on ground. Nothing to write home was happening. But well, yes, like I keep saying, if you are looking in the wrong direction, if you are tone deaf, you might not hear the things and you might not see. But from all we are saying, if you go to our website, you will see proof of what we are actually doing. We have submitted ourselves, and I can tell you, if nothing is happening, Ogoni youths are flying as of today. I was with them in the aircraft. The pictures are there. So if nothing is happening as of today, Ogoni youths are already being trained.
Again, those are part of the livelihood components of the Ogoni cleanup exercise, and we must emphasize that because that's not the real cleanup itself.
My maxim, or not my maxim, High Prep's maxim this year has been moving High Prep from the field into the communities. And we started carrying out people supporting programs. People supporting programs. For people that look well, the people that observe carefully will see these.
Dr. Ferdinand, I just want us to take this particular call, and I would also want you to react to the comments made by Dr. Christian Ochiasa. Dr. Peter Mide is with us. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Shego. Good morning, my deputies.
Ndagbene, Doctor. Kanamoe.
Well, okay, Shego. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, well, I called to add my voice to this conversation this morning. First and foremost, to thank the leadership of High Prep, especially the project coordinator in the office. I think the respective leadership has shown quality and character. And I'm also very proud that Ogoni also have this kind of capacity that can manage this project. I am indeed very, very happy that this project is succeeding and has succeeded. You know, it was difficult for those of us who are pioneers to deliver this project to Ogoni people. There was so much suspicion, there was so much fears, there was so much people who didn't have confidence in the project. But today, I'm proud and happy that this project is succeeding. Because when you tell your people that, oh, this project is going to be good, will add value to our people, and people believe you and trusted you and allow the project to go, and then the project is actually succeeding, then I am very, very happy. I remember I had to travel from here to Memphis in Tennessee to appeal to Ogoni people. We had several engagements to appeal to Ogoni people to allow this project. Today, this project has added so much value to Ogoni, and we also add more. In fact, a lot of the people who were antagonizing the project are directly beneficiaries of this project today. I remember that a coastal bus of Ogoni, of High Prep, was built in Ogoni land to show you how the people didn't accept this project. But today, we are very, very fulfilled, those of us who labored that this project should succeed. And I'm very, very happy. My concern is that I want to appeal to Ogonis to continue to give more support to the leadership of this project. Let's stop the infighting. Let's stop the suspicion. Let's trust our people. Let's trust the leadership. Let's trust our children, our people that are in charge of this project, and continue to give value to it. And listen to the PC, roll out the benefits this project has given to Ogoni. I did not hear the Access Bank in Bori. The Access Bank in Bori is trusting this project. We brought it to say, look, a mega bank that is holding our phone should go and establish a branch in Ogoni. And if you go to Bori today, you will see a mega bank that is in Ogoni land. The benefit of that is that if anybody from Bori wanted to go to Port Harcourt to do ATM, he will pay transport to Elena or to Port Harcourt before he will do that. But today he will not pay that transport. That's added value that they are bringing to the project. And so we are very, very happy that this project is succeeding. And my kudos to the PC. Continue, don't be distracted.
Thank you so much,
don't worry yourself.
Thank you so much.
People should also stop the court. They should stop it. Most of the people going to court are only trying to attract attention. The attention is there. Thank you.
We have to thank you so much. And again, another very important Ogoni who's also online. He's been waiting online. Comrade Melody Nzide is also waiting online. Comrade Melody Nzide, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, my PC.
Good morning. Ndagbene, comrade. Kanamoe.
Yeah. Let's take to speak right there from Dr. Mide. The difference now and then is clear.
Okay.
The third leadership of this High Prep, the first board, signs and indications were to the effect that our struggle will end in nowhere. It was very clear we were, with the apprehension in Ogoni people was very high. Our people used to say one language, one proverb, that a masquerade that will dance well from the first step from the art to the third square, the step will show that you're going to dance well. Those of us that are watched up for the Ogoni project and beyond, we saw nothing good in the last election. But this one that we are seeing, once the time came on board, we can see what is happening. We can feel it, and we are seeing it. And we are getting the justification of this struggle. We are seeing the benefit of this struggle. We have been in this struggle, Sego. Many people who are talking, they were not in this struggle. And we will hear to the end of this program.
Okay.
So I want to commend him. And I'm saying that the fear of, say, transition of this government to that government should not arise. Instead of good project, Ogoni people are here. Can say something that you can only kill the messenger, but the message remains. There are people who carry on this struggle even when we are not here. Okay. So the fact that there is a transition has nothing to do on the fear, particularly now that this project is in the hand of somebody that is before you there. To make sure that all the plethora of court cases that is tougher with, we will stop it. And we will feel to get the benefit of it. I want to commend the PC. I want to commend all Ogoni stakeholders. I want to commend the river people that are showing vested interest in this we are doing.
Right.
And to say with this development, the future, the generational next of the Ogoni struggle will live on.
Well, thank you so much, Comrade Menendez. Today, again, we just have to take that. And again, PC, I would want you to react to, while reacting to all of these, to also what Christine Otiasa said. And Christine Otiasa said to you that, yes, PC, you've said you will meet those who are going to court, you meet them in court. But he was saying, is there no backdoor channel? Is there no alternative dispute mechanism you can employ in dealing with some of these Ogonis that are going to court against some of these projects? Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Otiasa. Before answering that, I would also want to go through some of your comments. And you stated, and it's very strong, and I, of course, we are both environmentalists, and I share in that management of environment is an event of stakeholdership. We take that very seriously, and we engage and involve all stakeholders in this process. Now coming back to the question of our saying that, well, we are taken to court. Of course, when someone proceeds to the court, who is the plaintiff, who is the respondent?
Unfortunately, I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not again, so let me be careful what I say here. The person that goes to court has a respondent, the person. The court sends you a subpoena. You have to appear. And that's what I'm saying, that whenever any aggrieved person chooses to go to court, we will appear in court and meet the person. That does not mean that the matter ends in court. There's always arbitration. In fact and indeed, HYPREP sent a contingent of Ogoni chiefs and leaders, especially members of CRAC, to Lagos for a very expensive program, the arbitration process. And they were trained by the International Institute of Arbitrators on arbitration, alternate dispute resolutions. And they are licensed. So, first of all, HYPREP has a structure. The CRAC, Community Representative Advisory Council, actually is saddled with responsibility of coming into these misgivings. Whenever we have any issue, because the CRAC members are drawn from all the 4 local governments, we also have the Zonal Representative Council, which is further down grassroots. So right from any part of Ogoni, if there are issues, these are members and organs of HYPREP, whose duty is for dispute resolution. Look, everything shouldn't or mustn't end on the PC's desk. I receive complaints every day. And what do? I defer them, I send them to the appropriate organs of HYPREP, especially the CRAC. So there are several issues. When they arise, we tell the CRAC, we set up committees. The CRAC and the PC meets on a monthly basis. When the CRAC, by all local governments, will report not only to the PC, to the management of HyPrep, what has transpired in the prevailing months, right? And then when there are issues, all manners of issues, they tell us how they have been able to manage or handle these issues. When it is beyond that, we set up committees within CRAC and empower them further. Go and mediate. Go and talk to these people. But most of the time, sometimes we are not even informed. A group of people bang without even recourse to making a first initial complaint. Bang. All we hear is that they are in court. The last time, just one morning, right? Bang. We received orders that all HyPrep projects should freeze. Our bank accounts were frozen. And, you know, I am not a lawyer, but immediately my legal unit tells me that there's something uncanny about this process, that if you are going to have an ex parte order, and I want to be sure that that is it. Some funny things that these lawyers say. But if you are going to have the order of that sort, that there's supposed to be an accompanying motion on notice. You know, I'm becoming a pocket lawyer by this thing. A motion on notice should accompany an ex parte order, which means, my lawyers tell me, that what that means is that before an ex parte order is granted, the person being complained against should be given fair hearing. He should be invited to state his own case before the order is given. But we saw something that looked somewhat, it didn't appear to follow the laid down procedures of court. And so we went to appeal, not to plead that at least hear us out. These are the allegations against HyPrep. This is the facts. There's nothing personal here. For me, there is nothing to hide. In the 21st century, you can't hide anything anymore. Even telephone conversations, whatever you say, every time I'm on the phone, I am conscious that I'm being recorded. And so we have to be very cautious. And so doing this, we submit ourselves. So we called it several times. It must not be Ferdinand. I am only one person. That is why HyPrep was set up. Right. So these different arms of HyPrep usually do this backdoor channel of trying to seek a resolution to disputes.
Dr.
Otiasa,
yes,
I keep saying that transition, just like the senior comrade Melanie Zide has said, he has further reinforced what I want to say by saying that there should be no fear of transition because Ogoni people are here. We are here. And we will see this project to the end.
All right, Dr. Kedem, I'm going to take more feedbacks because there are several of them. So I'll go back to the WhatsApp. Let's see how much we can take within the time available to us. And unfortunately, this might just be the only segment we'll run today. We cannot go to the second segment because of the burning issues and the number of feedbacks we have coming in. So let's take more of the feedbacks on WhatsApp. And let's say, yes, we have this one coming through right now. And again, you might just want to add your own, 09059481021. Let's take this. Good morning.
Mr. Shegu, good morning.
Good morning.
If your guest is really sure that HyPrep has started the cleanup in Ogoni land, why have we not seen it on national television to be sure that, yes, HyPrep has started the cleanup of Ogoni land? Seeing is believing.
All right, thank you so much. Thank God, Atuegbu, seeing is believing. And let's take this one. Good morning, and thank you. This is Point Blank. Yes, good morning.
I'm Lucky Zoli Abuzi.
Lucky.
From Zosugo.
Yes.
Sir, so sometime last year I applied for the CFRA job. Few people published on the website. I did the job, I submitted my number and everything people request. No information from the email, my number. I don't know the mode of the selection. Up to this moment, nothing has been asked for now. So I don't want to ask the question, sir. What is the latest about that? What is the job published? Thank you, sir.
All right, a seafarer job. What is the mode of selection? Let's take this one. Good morning, Point Blank.
Good morning, Shegun.
Yeah.
And Dr. Ferdinand Jadom in the studio. My name is Levu Lebari. And first, I want to commend Dr. Jadom on your proactive measures and strides you have taken in order to bring this UNEP project, gigantic project, to this level by bringing in this power project, which I knew initially it wasn't in the UNEP program. But my concern is each of these projects is being cited in people's community. My question now is there any way as an environmentalist that this project, the environmental impact assessments, has been conducted in collaboration with the communities involved and a blueprint being shown out that this is the impact of this project on the immediate communities. That's one. Two, is there any area
we might not take more than that because we said 30 seconds. And again, please, let's stay within 30 seconds. Let's take another one. We have loads of them. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. This is Point Blank. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Pastor Shegu, and good morning to the guests in your studio.
Yes.
Pastor Shegu, my name is Mr. Yo from PH. Mr. Shegu, concerning this project of 18, we, the Ogonis, we are not happy with them because ever since the starting of this project, no valuable project in anywhere in Ogoni land. They have been sharing our money, using our money for their personal interest, and they are not telling us that after now something different will happen. Like he said that if you are looking from the right direction, you will see something, but if you are looking from the wrong direction, you will not see anything. Nothing. Direction is direction. I've been monitoring that this thing, and nothing is happening there. So we are not happy. After now, they will just go like that and nothing will happen. So we are not happy.
Okay, the gentleman wants you to point him to the right direction. He said direction is direction. Okay, we
yes,
will just
I want to point him to the right direction.
Let's suspend.
There are Ogoni youths that are flying today.
Okay.
At least, if for nothing, as at today, they are in Lagos.
Okay, we'll suspend the WhatsApp comment a bit, and we might just take more. Again, you want to send your WhatsApp voice note 09059481021. Domenembe is on the line. Domenem, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Shegun.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, our dear brother, the PC of HyPrep.
Thank you very much, Dumene.
I want to ask a very simple question. Is the HyPrep adhering to the provisions of the Local Content Act when contracts are given out, when jobs are given out? Because with the provisions of the Local Content Act, Ogonis are supposed to be the first beneficiaries of major jobs and contracts in the HyPrep. First. Second, why is HyPrep paying so much amount of rent in Port Harcourt where we have befitting place that can accommodate HyPrep in Ogoni land? If the project is in Ogoni land, why are we operating from Port Harcourt? This is what we are agitating before in the Niger Delta, that companies should not operate in Lagos where they are exploring oil in rivers, in Niger Delta. So why are we towing the same path we've been crying for? Our leaders fought for this thing, that companies to relocate to
thank you so much.
Where are we operating from Bori, from Port Harcourt instead of Bori?
All right, thank you so much. I think you've made your point. Let's allow the PC to answer all the questions. Yes, PC.
Yeah, thank you very much. I might as well start from the last speaker, my brother, Mr. Domene. Talking about from your very last comment, rents in Port Harcourt. I want to inform, perhaps you do not know, HyPrep has built, and this is the permanent structures that have been built, our HyPrep area offices in the 4 local governments. 3 have been commissioned and 3 are being used as at today in Tai, in Eleme, and in Bori. The HyPrep area office in Gokana is still under construction, and it will be commissioned in due course for use. And so HyPrep does not operate from Port Harcourt. We have a base, just an operational base in Port Harcourt. HyPrep operates right from Ogoni. All the projects are in Ogoni, none is in Port Harcourt, and HyPrep's presence is maintained in Ogoni. So I would say that. Then, talking about the provisions of the Local Content Act, my brother Dumene, I will want you to refer again to the Local Content Act and read what it says. The Local Content Act, I am not a lawyer, but I think I am literate enough to read and understand. The Local Content Act, if you are going stricto sensu by the Local Content Act, it was enacted or promulgated to safeguard the interest of Nigerians. So when you say Local Content Act, of course, you are going to go into procurement, and the Procurement Act stipulates some of these things. And what you see there is Nigerians. But if you say...
Not necessarily Ogonis.
So when you say, unless you say an Ogoni Content Act, which is what we will await.
Which is what we don't have yet.
Which is what we will await. I am not saying this because I am trying to promote anything that is untoward. Projects in communities, I have said it and I continue to say it, that projects in communities should be for the benefits of these communities. And that is why, if you watch very carefully, The projects that we have rolled out in the past 6 months are entirely and completely community-based. Having said this, these things that we are doing from now going forward, we will see that community members, I keep saying that this is a people's project. This is an Ogoni people's project. And while I superintend this project, I strive at all times within the limits of my abilities. Yeah? As a project coordinator, I am just a coordinator. I don't have this absolute right to do everything as I choose or as I would have loved to. There are certain provisions which we follow and directives that we have to also follow through. So while we are doing these jobs, we will ensure that any project that is in any community has the full participation, the ownership of community members, and that is what we want to say. Mr. Yo is not very happy. There are lots of people in this country, especially in Ogoni, are not happy. So you are not alone. I am sitting down here. I am also not happy. But if you say nothing valuable is happening, that is not very correct, because I know, and lots of Ogoni know, that something valuable is happening. Then let me go to the other previous. Lucky said he applied for the seafarers, this thing, and what is the latest? Yes, for the seafarers, again, for the first batch of 100 people, and in seafaring, we had over 2,348 applicants that are contesting for 100 positions. For seafarers, we are still in the process. We have not concluded. We are still in the process of finalizing the training institutes that are going to train these fellows. We have also gone ahead to do a qualifier exam, because beyond your application, there are certain criteria that are set out there, and the system is very robust, that selects people according to their abilities. And as that, I am aware that the first set, it is going to be in batches. The first set of people have undergone their exams, their pre-qualifying exams, and a list of successful candidates for the first batch will be drawn. No institute can take that number of persons at one go. So we are taking it in batches, and then you can be sure that at some point in time, you will be reached. For people that say they can only believe when they see the national, the high prep programs on national TV. Well, I think that's the question of Thomas. We will get there. Jesus told Thomas, see the hole, put your hand there so that you will believe. But he said, blessed are those who believed even before they saw. My brother, things are happening. It's not only on national TV that remediation will be done.
Well, PC, this is Nigeria. And in Nigeria, we believe in seeing.
You will see.
We will see.
You will see.
So, PC, there are a lot of comments that are on the Facebook and Twitter. I will try to read some of them before we'll see if we could still take more messages on WhatsApp. Edidium Indem said, good morning, Mr. Shegun and guest, High Prep Project Coordinator, Dr. Giadom. Edidium is writing from Aleto Petrochemical. My question is to your guests is that how many promises made by President Muhammad Buhari has been fulfilled to the Ogoni people? Because nothing on ground is the same. Say, look at the One Eleme Road, nothing to write about. And we also have here Leonard Isaac. Good morning, Pastor Shego. Please help me to ask the project coordinator. If President Muhammad Buhari is coming to flag off projects in Ogoni, he said, okay, let me read it. He said, if President Muhammad Buhari is coming to Ogoni, will he drive to the Ogoni East-West Road just the way it is? He said, please let the president know that he will need an helicopter to fly to Ogoni land. And Chile Edwin said, greetings to you, the presenter. Please, now that the Ogonis are subtly accepting that federal government is committed to the Ogoni cleanup project, let them try to educate the people more through medium like this, because the misinformation is quite appalling, and at a time when federal government should be appreciated. Well, I believe that's what you want to write, Chile Edwin. And good morning, Pastor Shegun. When is Mr. President coming for the groundbreaking? Okay, that's a question. And another one, Luda, who maybe, seriously, it would be nice if sincerely, and this will apply in working in Eleme Ogoni East-West Road, let a competent construction company come and work the road for all of us. The road is nothing to write about. Good morning, Shegun, and thank you so much from Luda. And let me just quickly squeeze this one in. Thank God we took your call. Standard George. Shegun, please, nothing is happening in Ogoniland. With all the billions they mentioned on air, there is better project going on. There's no better project going on. Ask him, where are the billions going to? Oh, my God. Because there's unemployment in Ogoniland, massive unemployment, insecurity, poverty, poor electric supply, no good drinking water, and all and all and all. Yes, PC, sir.
Starting from the last one, nothing is happening. Well, we hear this all the time. My constant answer is that something is happening. Rome was not built in a day. We are in the process of slowly rectifying all that has happened. And again, but I appreciate a place that has stood in darkness and in neglect for over centuries. No matter what happens, it's going to take some time before these things speculate. Now, I will claim, I will not rest, let me say that, until the day that we switch a lever down and then there's light in all Ogoni villages. Prior to then, all the construction things we are doing, we are talking about 132 kVA, 60 MVA, transformers, 62 kilometers of transmission lines, hundreds of injection stations, all that are stories. If I were on the other side, I would still say so. Until and unless people can put on a switch in their houses and they see light, all those ones will be stories. But what I commit to is that, of course, it is only God that can snap his finger and light will appear. A man will have to go through the processes, and that's what we are going through. These processes have timelines. We have said that the transmission lines will be completed in 12 months. So hold us to that. We are having issues, small issues with fund transfer and all that. The fund is there. But once that is perfected, the contractor mobilizes to site, you can begin to count the months. I have told the contractor, whatever you do, put all your equipment, suppliers, and everything on notice. We have the money. We want to start this. So we will still come back and tell Ogoni people, on so day, the power project had started. We are in the preliminaries. We are in the preparation stages. Now we are paying homages to communities along the right of way. On a certain date, we say, when we have the funds released, we'll now say, from this day forward, count 12 months. By sometime in the 12 months' time, you will have this phase of the work completed. That is what is going to happen. I want to plead again with Ogoni people and the rest of the people. Please, please, bear with us. We are doing the best that we can within the prevailing circumstances to address the issues that have been raised. Edith Young, you said how many...
We may not have all the time because we just have about 3 minutes left. And in those 3 minutes, I want you to do your final roundups, and maybe you might just do that while you're saying. But again, there are several issues I wish we could have talked about because I realized that the revolving fund for SMEs is there. The issue of the health audit is there. The shoreline protection, because the minister said something about the shoreline protection that is almost completion. Again, those are some of the things I wish we'll have time to talk about. But definitely, time will not permit us to say. But one thing I would also want you to talk about, just like the gentleman asked in the text message, that will President Muhammadu Buhari actually perform the groundbreaking ceremony of those projects we listed at the beginning of the show, and that is the Center for Excellence and the 100-bed specialist hospital. Perhaps you might just include that in your final remarks.
Yes. I want to again use this medium and this opportunity to tell Ogoni in the entirety, both those at home and in the diaspora, that President Muhammadu Buhari, the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will perform the inauguration, the groundbreaking ceremony of this triad of projects on Friday, 28th of April, about 6 days hence, by 10 a.m. in the morning at the Center for Excellence site at Wiyakara in Kana local government. That is an event that has been scheduled by the presidential handlers. That event will take place by the president himself. Again, I want to use this medium to express my very deep and profound gratitude to President Muhammadu Buhari for keeping his word. I will do this, and he has gone ahead to do it. Let me say again, approving the sums of money for these projects at the Federal Executive Council is what is expected of a president. He did not withhold that for 1 second. We have approached the president for different approvals 5 times in the past 6 months, and he has not withheld his approvals for one. I dare say that for the length of my experience, from Gowon till date, I want somebody to point to me one president that has at one go approved this number of big ticket, stellar, profound projects to one locale in the Niger Delta. Somebody should point to me. I'm still searching. I have not found that in one breath, one president have done this. And then, see, we know that they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But good intentions again suffices for somebody to say, brother, I know your pains, and writes you a check, go and cash it. What else do you expect him to do? So, having said that, I'll use these final rounds to again appeal to Ogoni people that high prep means well, and that we intend to implement these projects. We intend to stay on time, we intend to stay on target, and we intend to stay on costs. The summation of this is that these projects will be delivered to the highest standards possible using the best available technologies. And I say we are open and transparent. We are going to report in progress real time. The websites will be open. Fantastic. The portals will be open. You can critique the process. You will see actually what is happening on a day-to-day basis through videos and through pictures. Fantastic. And the pictures will be geotagged so that you will see the date. It's not as though we are bringing old pictures or we are importing pictures from elsewhere. The pictures will be geotagged, and then we are doing another portal where you will click on, and the Google Earth imagery will open, and that particular spot will be shown to you. We have to go now. Thank you very much, my good brother Shegu. We have to go. Thank you for the opportunity.
We have been having conversation with Dr. Ferdinand Giadom. He's the project coordinator of the Hydrocarbon Pollution and Remediation Project. Dr. Ferdinand Giadom, MFR. I think we've not sent to our congratulations at Super FM. Please,
I'm waiting.
Accept our congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Member of the Federal Republic, MFR, congratulations. And once again, thank you for coming on Super FM. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shegu. Thank you, listeners.
And that's the show this